Welcome to Tia's Conversation Lounge. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be having a conversation about the current patterns and trends that we're observing that's happening right now. So the reason that we're going to be talking about this, just so that we can be aware and conscious of the current trends that are happening. All right, guys. And this is all about tracking the current situation. As you can see, the earth changes are already happening as said by the Creator, the Blessed Mother, the Creator of all that is, the Celestials. They have already given us the heads up that the big one's coming. Now, if you see, guys, if you're paying attention, we have recently been having an uptick in volcanoes. Have you seen the volcanoes erupting? One in Indonesia. Iceland is having one. Hawaii is having one. And we're also having a lot of the tornadoes in Oklahoma. Today, Oklahoma had a 3.4 earthquake, right? All right. And then there's been flooding in other areas like China, Dubai, Kenya, and other earthquakes that are not even being brought to the media's attention. So there's a lot happening seismically, and we have to look at what's going on. What is the conversation that we're getting? What's Mother Earth saying? What are these trends? So this is key because we want to be prepared. We want to be alert and vigilant and prepared for any potential catastrophes, disasters, whatever that can happen. Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, whatever it is that is coming. Preparations are key. Now, preparations are on many levels, right? You have spiritual preparations, mental preparations, emotional preparations, physical preparations. You talk about it. Preparations on many levels. There's a lot of questioning, and, some people may doubt. They may wonder, is this really going to happen in my lifetime? Is this message that came in from the Creator true, right? And I'll make reference in the comments section as to where you can find the original message about the earthquake and the big one coming, and the dates as to when you can look for that. It's June 27th to the 30th. And the name of the Facebook page is The Lily and Beyond. So you can check that out on Facebook. But I'll make a comment below so you can click on that link to go there. And there are a lot of really cool articles that really help to explain what's coming. Okay. The conversation today I wanted to briefly talk about is the preparations, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and preparing for the Christ return, right? Because on the flip side of all these hurricanes and devastation, according to prophecy, there is a time period where there's going to be a new, a renewal, a time of rebirth, and a time of the Christ consciousness returning. So the Christ consciousness may already be happening at some level. I don't know. If for some, maybe not. I don't know. But this is what the prophecy says. The Christ will return during this time. It's going to be a second coming. And for those who are willing to be and willing to receive the Christ, willing to be that which we are, there's a inner work process, but there is that hope and that future expectancy. So, anchoring in that gives us hope that even though there's going to be so much happening and devastation, and it may look so dark and so hopeless, that we can anchor in that faith and that truth that we're not alone, and that that better days are coming, and that the time that we're in right now is a time of, before there's rebirth. Just like the phoenix, there's that destruction period where earth is like purifying and cleansing. And you can see that it's already starting, and a lot of souls are going to decide to leave. Some people are going to just up and go through these events, and some may happen. I don't know the details of behind the scenes of how that works. So I'm not going to even speak to that, but there's going to be a large destruction, large loss of life. Like people are just going to be either Some people are going to be caught up. Some people are going to leave the planet. And if they choose to leave the planet and go somewhere else, then that's their free will choice. So that's one way to see it when you see a lot of death, right? Because sometimes when we see a lot of death, that could really bring our spirits down. And we may like, OMG, what's going on to Earth? But it's not the end of the world. It is just a period of transitioning, of birth pains as we birth a new world. And so this is a time of, there's preparations that we are being called to make. We've been given the grace and the mercy to have this information so we can prepare ahead of time. So if the mental fortitude as we face these periods and balance, this is something I learned from my mentor about balancing, and this is something I've been integrating, which is, celebrating life, giving thanks for life, really reflecting on the people we have in our lives, and death is something that we all must go through. And when you look ahead and you say, wow, in June, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to leave, and I've been preparing myself for this. I've been asking myself, like, I wonder if there may be people in my life that I know that may decide to go, or there may be people who may not continue that I know that may stay. And if that happens, how would I handle this? How will I handle this emotionally? So that's some of the questions I'm asking myself, because that helps me to prepare, right? Because when death arises and someone we know close to us, we are sometimes unprepared for that if it's sudden. So preparing for death, loss of life. Some people are losing their homes in tornadoes, like the one in Oklahoma, that was sudden, right? Preparing for change of residence. And that's one thing that I'm feeling like some people are going to have to move from where they're living, and having that open mind to imagine, like, what, am I in a safe area? Because if you're in an earthquake fault line that is major and could erupt and cause death, or it could cause even more than what you can think could happen, or where the big one would really truly impact, right? Then you'd want to say, do I need to leave this area for some time? Do I need to just, even if you can't move just yet, like getting out of the area for that weekend or week? Now, I don't know if it's going to all happen that day, so I can't say, just the weekend, but it's just consideration of, if the creator says it's going to start around that time, then what are the preparations I need to make? And if inclusion of the higher self, creator of all that is so critical, because this is where divine guidance can guide us, and intuition into where to go and where would be best for the family. This is how critical it is to have this relationship. And if you don't, it's not too late. You could just sit down and say, yo, creator of all that is, I need you help. Okay. And the creator, whenever you call, will always show up without a doubt. So whether it comes through people, whether it comes through a message of a song or a message that you get from someone else, the creator speaks through many people, speaks through your dreams. So these are things you want to pay attention to, because, there was this YouTube channel, right? And the guy who was on there was talking about his dream of something that he saw happening. And when I looked in the comment section, I saw so many people saying they got dreams about an earthquake dividing the Mississippi, or God telling them to leave Missouri, or God telling them to leave a state, Florida or New York, wherever it is. If you don't get a dream, please, it's okay. You don't get a dream, that's fine. But you have a message here, and you got messages that could come through many. So tuning into your own intuition, going within, and also staying alert to intuition guiding you as to the best decisions to make for you and your family, or those you love. Just checking this thing. This upcoming event will change history and will change our lives. So this is the time that we have to go within and reconnect to our souls, and really step back and look at, okay, where am I, and what steps do I need to do to prepare myself for this that's coming. I think that's what I wanted to share. There's also physical preparations. Physical preparations, buying food, having adequate food supply for several months, water, having a filtration system, having medicine, having all those things. There's disaster preparation sites. You can go on ready.gov. There's a lot of YouTube channels that help you prepare for what will be occurring in the latter part of the summer and into the rest of the year. So I just wanted to say thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, again, this whole conversation is just to bring awareness and to lift us up into a place of preparation and say thank you to the creator, thank you to the beings that are here to support us, our guardian angels, our spiritual support system, the masters and teachers, the beloveds, however your faith allows you to see this. But you're not alone, and you're being infinitely loved and supported. And if you're getting this message, that is a blessing, because a lot of people will not know, and it will be sudden for them. So to get this message, I hold this very dearly, and I'm so grateful to know this, because by knowing this, I'm able to prepare with my family and ask the relevant questions, so that I'm not caught off guard and it's not a sudden blow, like a sudden, whoa, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like earthquake all over the world and big one happening, like, OMG, like what just happened? And like, I'm no longer in that sudden like vortex. Instead, I'm like, whoa, preparation vortex, which allows me to step out of fear, because now I'm preparing instead of like being behind and not knowing what's going to happen. So thank you for listening, guys. I wish you all the best, all the success, and I wish you all the best in your preparations for June and before that, because you see Oklahoma, they ramping up. All right. So we got to prepare. All right. Peace.